I'm back, and I'm back, and I'm back, and I'm back. As promised, this is episode 2 of our design space for beginners tutorials. What we're going to do in this episode is we're going to dive into the canvas portion of design space, and we're going to do just like we did in episode 1. We're going to go through it with a fine-tooth comb. Because I wanted to keep the video less than an hour, I have shortened it a little bit, so I think this is going to be about 45 minutes altogether. And then in episode 3, we're going to pick up where we leave off in episode 2, where we're really going to get into how we work with text, how we attach, slice, weld, and contour. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump right on in. To the laptop we go. So let's jump right into it. We are now within design space where we left off at on our canvas, and this is where all of the magic happens. So here at our menu button, which we can access from anywhere within design space, we still have our menu button here. If we wanted to go back home, we're already on our canvas. So with this canvas button, if I were in another screen, say I went into templates, okay, I can always press my canvas button and go right back to the project that I was working on. Up here, this is my projects. Okay, this is going to be all the projects that you've worked on. So I click my projects. It's going to show me all of my projects. And when I want to get back to my canvas, I just press my canvas button. I want to save this because we're going to work on a few things in here. And you see how it says public? You can click here and it says, if visibles to others after you save, can copy, paste, and share this project URL. So I don't want to make it public. I want to keep it private, and I'm going to save it as DS2. So I'm going to press save. Project is saved. That's DS2. Your project DS2 was saved successfully. Okay. So now I've saved. With Design Space, just like what they teach you when you're working with Microsoft Word or any other program, once you really start working on your project and you worked hard on getting things centered in the way that you really want them to be, you always want to go up there and press that save button just in case Design Space fails, your power goes out, you accidentally press the wrong button and you close Design Space. Anything like that happens, you'll always have your project that you're working on saved. Okay? The other button here, make it will not populate until we actually have something on our canvas, okay? So once we put something on the canvas, I will come back to that button. As you'll see, it'll be highlighted in a lime green color. The buttons here, if we go to new, this would prompt us to want a whole new canvas. And you see how it just gave me a new canvas? It went to untitled. It didn't ask me if I wanted to save my project because I had just saved it and there were no new changes to the project. So if I go to my projects, then I can see this DS2. I'm going to go to customize it and it's going to open it back up for me. Now say if I go down here to shape and I add a circle, okay, and then I go new, it's going to ask me, a project already exists on the canvas with unsaved changes. Do you wish to save your previous project or replace it with a new project? Okay, so I can either press save, and it's going to save my DS2 again with the changes with the circle on it, or I can just press replace. If I press replace, it is just going to replace the screen with a brand new canvas, and it's not going to save my circle. Okay, I'm going to go and cancel there. The next one is templates, okay? In this section here, there are so many templates for different things that you want to make. Now, these templates will not save with your project. They're basically just a visual, so you can kind of see how things will look when you get it on that particular project. So say if you wanted to make a backpack and you wanted to do vinyl on that front panel there, you can select the backpack. It'll tell you templates are a reference only and will not be saved with your project, okay? So there we have our template. I can go and try to size up the straps or see how my design would look on the straps, see how my design will look up here, around here. However, this, of course, is not the actual size of a backpack. So whatever you're designing, you want to make sure that you measure it. Now, if I want to get rid of this backpack, I can go ahead, if I don't want to see it anymore, excuse me, I can press the I and it's going to take it away. Okay. Press the I again and it'll bring it back. No longer want to see it now, so I'm going to press delete. As you can see, when we added our circle, now my lime green button has lit up and it's told me that I can make it because I actually have something on the canvas to make. So again, templates is going to give you templates for different things that you can make. There are hundreds of them there. Projects. You click on projects. This is going to give you ready to make projects. These projects are free. They don't have the A on there. Anything with an A is going to be free with Cricut Access if you have Cricut Access. These particular projects, when I click on it, you see how it says $0. I believe that this one is free to anyone that wants to use it, as it looks like this may have came from the Cricut community, okay? I'm gonna X out of that. However, if you look here at the Rob and Bob, it doesn't have an A, but if I click on it, because it's from Rob and Bob, it is going to charge me $1.99. So when you go to open up these ready-made projects, you want to look and make sure that you're not going to be charged for it if you're not willing to pay for it. Because there's nothing like completing a project and then you find out you're going to owe Cricut $20 for the things that you selected, okay? These shirts here, they also don't have an A. You click on them, it says $0. This most likely means that it is within the Cricut community, meaning one of the many crafters within the Cricut community probably made this and saved it so that people are able to make the projects, okay? Again, these are ready-made projects. Anything that you see with an A is gonna be free with Cricut Access. If you see a designer name in front of it, like Ann Griffin, she's a really popular crafter, you need to know that you're going to have to pay for anything that has her name in front of it. Martha Stewart, Robin Bob, different things like that. Wit and Delight Leather, letter holder. This one happens to be free because it really is Cricut Access, okay? It has that A in front of it. The next tab is going to be images. Now, within our images, you see here how this has the A? But it says free at the bottom. So what that means is that even though you do not have Cricut Access, you can still make this project for free because it says free. Now over here you see this has the A, but it says subscribed. So that means that you have to be subscribed to Cricut Access in order for this project to be free. And as you see, a lot of the projects have the A on them. So there is a lot of things that you can do and make once you get the Cricut Access. I believe it's about $7.99 a month. And if you're gonna be using your Cricut a lot, it's really worth it. I use Cricut Access all the time. Also within images, you will see that you can search. You can do categories, and then there's cartridges. So one cool thing that I want to show you guys is this little I button. If you press this, let's do it for the footprint. So if I hover over, basically it tells me what the name of this picture is, dog print. So if I click on this little I, it tells me it's a dog print. This is the item number. Now, dog print is saved in the category of footprints. So if I click on footprints, it is going to show me the 36 images that Cricut has with footprints. And as you see, it changed here to cartridges because this is one of Cricut's cartridges. The older Cricut models actually came with cartridges that you had to purchase. So there was no access at first. It was just cartridges that you had to buy in order to get things like that. Now that they've come out with Cricut Access, they've discontinued or stopped making cartridges. However, if you still have cartridges from an older Cricut or you go on eBay, you can still buy cartridges and they will work in your Air 2. There is a slot on the Air 2 where you can actually place a cartridge, okay? So we're gonna go back to images. This is gonna pull up our images page. I don't know why I highlighted all of those, but say we're here and we want to make something that has to do with wine. So we can type in wine, and it's gonna pull up all the things it has that have wine somewhere in the title, okay? And say, you know, we're not really finding what we want. Again, we can go to the I. This category is under restaurant icons. So if we click this, it's gonna show us all the things it has under restaurant icons, okay? If we go to categories, we have feature categories here. It's gonna give us what's free this week. This is a cool thing to click on so you can see what images are going to be free to you no matter what. We have to take out wine because nothing is free that has wine in it. We'll go back to categories, free this week. These are all the items this week that Cricut has set for free for all of its users, okay? If you see the A, but you see free down here, that means that you are able to use that on your project and you won't be charged, okay? Click and go back to categories. You can click on most popular. It'll show you the most popular thing, what people are actually making, okay? So this week, of course, because Valentine's Day is today, has a lot of Valentine's Day things. You have some happy birthday things. So these are the things that Cricut feels like people are using the most. Christmas, I don't know about that. It's already over. We go back to categories. Recently added. So these are things that are new to Cricut. And you can scroll this if you're just looking for ideas. You know, if you don't know what to make, you want to make a quick gift for somebody. Wake, play, slay. That's cute. Okay. And things like this, if you don't have access, you can make this with just a simple fonts within Cricut. Just simple fonts from your system itself. You don't even have to use Cricut. Okay. They did this beautiful image. Okay. They have a lot of Black history things popping off in here. I'm kind of, you know, a little proud of them for that. Okay, I even got the map of Africa, yes. All right, and that's what's new, okay? So those are all the things that are new. You also have these other categories if you're looking to make something for a baby, an anniversary, you know, and if you don't have Cricut Access, you can just click on these things to get ideas and then make it your own. Graduation is coming up, Easter is coming up, okay? Valentine's Day, of course, is today. Weddings, you know, winter, getting ready for summer, 4th of July crafts. So even if you don't have access or you don't want to pay for access, you can just click on these to come up with ideas, okay? Now, cartridges, this is going to show you all of the cartridges that Cricut offers, okay, within the images. So, of course, they put Christmas at the top, not sure why. And they have names here, 100 Days of School, 100 Days of School text. So this is with images. This is just text. And it lets you know how many images they have. Again, here, this is the 2019 calendar. You see here how it says free, even though it has the access button there. You can view all 24 of these images and make them without having access. Okay? You go through and you can see all the cartridges that Cricut has to offer. We're going to go back to our canvas by pressing canvas. The next one is text, okay? We click on text, then we can go here where it says font, and we can change the text before we even type it in, okay? This button is all. This is going to show you all of the text. That includes the texts that are loaded within Cricut itself and also the texts that are within your system. So what they mean by system is all of the fonts that are loaded onto your computer. Okay, so all is going to show us again Cricut and the fonts that are loaded onto our computer. If we just click system, we know that all of these are going to be free to us because they're already downloaded onto our computer, and we can just go through these if we know that, hey, I don't want to pay for any text or I have downloaded text that I would like to use. If you know that you have a downloaded text and you want to search for it, you can just type it in and it's going to give you that text, okay? If you just want to look at Cricut fonts, you can do so. If you have access, again, anything with an A is going to be free to you. If you keep scrolling, you will see some of these fonts have prices next to them. So even if you have access, you still have to pay $5. That's $4.99. That's $5 for one font. You can go to defont.com and search some fonts for free. You can go to fontbundles.com, and sometimes they have deals where you can get up to 20 fonts for $1. Okay, so you don't have to pay $4.99 for a font unless you just really want it. And if you look at the name, you can go to Google or go to DeFont or fontbundles.com, and you can type in all mixed up and see if you can get a font that looks like this or looks close to it. Okay, so those are our fonts. I'm going to click this one. So once I click that, when I go back to text, that's the one that's going to pop up, the last one that I used, okay? Shapes. Just like we got our circle here, you have these shapes which are free for you to use. You are going to have 10 shapes all together, okay? So you have your square, your circle, your triangle, your diamond, and then down here, this is not necessarily a shape, your score line. You use this if you are going to do card crafting or if you're going to create a box. If you have the scoring tool, which you would remove your blade knife and put the scoring tool in, and Cricut will prompt you to do that. You can actually make a score line so it's easier for you to fold over your cards that you make. It gives you a nice, clean, crisp line for your cards. Also, if you're going to be folding or making boxes, it'll give you a nice, clean, crisp line for your boxes, okay? The wonderful thing I like about shapes is you can do basically, you know, anything you want with them. You can unlock this shape. You can make it look like that. You can make it look like that. So you can turn a circle into an oval, so on and so forth. And you can do the same thing with all of the other shapes. You can also slice another shape inside of there, but that is going to be for another video because we're going to go in depth on what slicing, welding, attaching, flattening, and contouring is, okay? Another section here is going to be, and you notice that when I got rid of that circle, my make it button went away because I have nothing on my canvas to make. This button here is upload, okay? So in this section, you can upload an image or you can upload a pattern. Here are all of my uploaded images. So when it says recently uploaded images, it's only going to give me the last 12 images that I uploaded. But if I press view all, it will take me here back to images and it will give me all of my uploaded pictures. And you see here how I can clear filter and then I can search for anything that I would like. If I want to get back to my canvas, I'm just going to press canvas, okay? So back to upload. Episode 3 will discuss the difference between upload image and upload pattern. It can get a little confusing, so I do not want to add it to this video, but it is coming in episode 3. So please subscribe. Episode 3 will drop next Tuesday. We're going to go back to the canvas. And now we're going to deal with our top row buttons, okay? So here how we have undo. It's there because I deleted the heart, okay? I can go just got rid of redo. I can do undo again. Now redo, okay? It'll make the heart smaller. So it's basically just going back and forth, just like you would inside of Microsoft Word. Here, the line type. So it says cut. It says cut over here. What that means is this is going to cut this either out of paper or out of vinyl, depending on what I want to cut it out of. If I go here to draw, what's going to happen is if I put in my markers, the machine will draw this on a piece of paper for me. It will actually draw the heart. Okay. And you can add text inside of here and have it draw text inside of there or whatever the case may be. Here, if I go to score, it's basically just going to give me perforated lines on a piece of paper. It's not actually going to cut it out, okay? I'm going to go back here to cut. You see I have the box here. It's the same color, so I can change the color, okay? I can go purple, or I can go to advanced, and I can darken it, or I can lighten it. It's basically picking a custom color, okay? I can go down here. And you would generally use these, use this function if you are going to do a print and cut. As far as vinyl goes, it doesn't really matter if it's close to the color of your vinyl or not, unless you're doing a mock-up for a client within Design Space. And even then, you should be telling your client that the colors will differ on the computer, and you can actually send them a picture of the actual vinyl that you're going to be using on your project. The next button here, no fill. So I can go to print because I want to do a print and cut, okay? And as you can see, it says cut print here, and the color kind of changed a little bit. That black line around it went away, okay? Because now it knows that it's going to do a print and cut. It's not gonna cut it with vinyl. So I can go here, you see how the color button changed over here, right? So it was here in the cut section. I'm not gonna cut it anymore. That's why there's the line through there. I'm gonna print it. So from here, I can go in under color, and I can choose a pattern if I like, okay? And again, episode 3 will go over how you get these patterns within Design Space. So if I press pattern, or the pattern that I would like, takes a little minute sometimes to upload. It's gonna go ahead and change the pattern, okay? Now I have this heart selected. If I press deselect, it will go ahead and deselect the heart, okay? I'm gonna press select. And you see, when I press select, all of these buttons light up for me. Deselect, they go away. Now, the next one is edit. I can cut this out. Now, only thing I can do is either undo it or edit it. Everything went away. With edit, I can paste it. It's gonna bring it back and my buttons will light back up, okay? Also here you can do copy, then you can go back and you can paste. That's the long way to do it, like Microsoft Word. If I want another copy of this heart, I can simply go over here to duplicate and I can duplicate it, okay? I can also highlight. Now it has both of them highlighted, and I press duplicate, and it's gonna give me 2 more hearts because I had them selected together, okay? Now if I wanna get rid of these, I can highlight them together, press delete, and it's gonna get rid of those 2 hearts, okay? Now that I have 2 items on the board, you see that arrange popped up. If I take that away, arrange goes away, right? Flip is gonna be highlighted. But what I want to do is I'm gonna do another duplicate of the heart. So arrange comes back, came back. And to use the align feature, I can highlight these hearts together and then my align will pop up. So what I think would be more useful to you guys is if I showed you the align feature with some text, okay? So I'm gonna type in Gucci Craftz, okay? I'm just gonna put this anywhere on the board. Now, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna highlight them all, or what you can simply do is select all. I would only use select all if I only had 2 items within my canvas. If I have a bunch of items within the canvas and I don't want everything to be selected, I'm not going to press that button. Now, align lights up for me again. So here, I'm gonna press align left first. It's going to align the heart to the left of the words, okay? Highlight again. I'm going to press center horizontally. It centers the heart with the Gucci Craftz. Align right, moves the heart to the right. Align top, moves the heart to the top, okay? If I just selected the Gucci Craftz, you see I can't do anything but arrange it. I have to have both of them selected. Center vertically. You see how it took the words and it centered the words vertically. And it kind of centered it with the I and the Gucci Craftz. I can always move it over if I want, or if I want that to be in the middle. If that stays right there, I can select it. I can go back up here and go center horizontally. And it's going to center that word for me right over the heart. Okay? Align bottom. Took the word to the bottom. Center. Took the word right through the center. As you can see here, it doesn't give me the option to distribute horizontally or distribute vertically. And that's because I don't have another heart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate it. I'm just going to leave it over there. And you see how this is on top of the words? I'm going to right click it and I'm going to send it back because I want it to end up behind my words, okay? And behind the other heart. So I'm going to highlight. And now you see how, because I added another heart, it gives me the option to distribute horizontally. So I'm going to distribute horizontally. That was already where it needed to be. It maybe moved a little centimeter or so. I'm going to highlight it again. I'm going to center vertically. You see how it moved the words a little bit? So what I wanted to do is I wanted to get the words right with my heart. Distribute horizontally. So it's making sure that I have exactly enough space in between the Gucci Craftz and the hearts, okay? The next feature that we have here is arrange. So I'm going to highlight the heart. And you see I have arrange. So I'm going to click. Move forward, send front, okay? So I can do that either by clicking arrange up here or just like I did, move forward, send front. Those are the only two options that I have to do, okay? Because I'm already in the back of the words. If I send, let's do it from here. If I send a front, now when I go to arrange, it's gonna say, do you wanna send back or move backward? Well, let's press move backward. Now I move backward, the words came to the front. Move forward, the picture came to the front, okay? The next one is flip. So if I go here, I can flip this horizontally or vertically. So let's flip it horizontally. Can't really tell too much of the difference because it's a heart and it's equally shaped, but let's do it with the words. Let's flip vertically. See how it flips it so that it's backwards? So you say, Gucci, why the hell would I want my words to be backwards, girl? So if you are making a cupcake topper or you are making a cake banner and you don't want your stick to show and you want the words or the picture to be seen the same way from both sides, you would use flip horizontally so that you can have one. See if I duplicate this and I take it and I'm gonna flip it. It's gonna give it to me the right way. So when I go to put this on the cupcake topper, which you'd have to do a lot more work to get this on a cupcake topper, but just as an example, it's going to read the same both ways, okay? Because when I cut it out and I get ready to glue them together, you're gonna see Gucci Craftz no matter which way you look, and you won't be able to see the stick. As far as a picture goes, let's show you, let's use me. Haha. So here I am. I'm gonna be on the cupcake topper. I'm also gonna do a video on how you can do that with a picture, don't worry. First, I'm gonna duplicate myself. And then I'm gonna go flip horizontally, okay? So you see how now the picture is opposite? So when I go to glue these together, no matter how you turn the cupcake topper, the picture is going to look the same, okay? If you flip vertically, it's going to flip it upside down. Now, why would you wanna do that? Now, if you wanted to make some kind of book or something like that where you put these two together, okay, and you wanted them to print out like that, you can fold it, and that way, no matter which way you looked at the book or the card, it would look exactly the same on either side, okay? So that's why you would use flip vertically or flip vertical, okay? The next section here is size. Now this I love because you can resize anything by just going to this button here to your specifications, okay? So if I wanted this heart to be 3.5 by 3.5, I'm going to click the unlock here because I've highlighted the heart. Or what I could do is I could click the unlock here, okay? Whichever item you have selected or highlighted, that is gonna be the item that you can unlock when you go up here. So I go there, and let me give you just an example. Let me lock it back and let me change it to 3.5. I'm gonna press enter. So you see how this number automatically changed? Now let me go over here and try to change this part to 3.5. And you see how this number went and changed? So if I want it to be 3.5 by 3.5, I have to unlock it. Cricut is calling itself basically aligning the heart so that it's equal on all sides, or it will print and cut the way that it feels like it should print and cut. I wanted to do it the way I wanted to do it, so I'm gonna press unlock, and I'm gonna do 3.5, and I already have my 3.5 over there, and I'm gonna lock it, okay? Now it's gonna be 3.5 by 3.5. You have your rotate option here. It's highlighted. I can rotate it using this, okay? Or instead of doing all of that, I can take it and rotate it like this, okay? So say I wanted to do, take Gucci Craftz, and I wanted to slant this heart behind it, okay? I can do that. If I wanna do it upside down without using flip horizontal, I can do it like that, okay? So that button is how you're gonna rotate. This section here is for the position, okay, of anything that's on the board, okay? This lets you know what your X and your Y position are within the canvas. So you say, Gucci, why the hell would I need to know that if it's on the canvas and I wanna make whatever it is I wanna make? So when we get into our slicing, welding, attaching, flattening, and contouring episode, the position will begin to make more sense to you. So basically, if I wanted to make something that was larger than the cutting mats, I would basically be putting together a puzzle, okay? I will be using my slice option and putting together a puzzle. And so with that, depending on how big it is, it's good to always start at the very top in the corner. So you know when you go to make it, it's going to position it up in that corner for you, and you can go from there, and it's easier to put your puzzle together. So if you want to get it in that position, you highlight or select whichever item it is that you want to be in that position. And I want it at 0, 0 at the very top corner. So I'm gonna press 0, 0, enter. And it's gonna take me right up to that very top corner, okay? And that is your X and Y position. We move over to this panel here, okay? As you can see, group and ungroup are not highlighted, and that's basically because we haven't selected two items that we would like to group together. So I'm gonna group the Gucci and the heart, just like this, and I'm gonna go group. Okay, and now that's gonna be stuck, no matter what, okay? Now, why would I want that stuck? So say, let's do this. Say I want to build a little something, so I'm gonna put Gucci Craftz at the top. I'm gonna put me here in the middle, okay? I'm gonna use some of the functions we just learned. I'm gonna highlight both, and I'm going to go ahead and center horizontally. It's gonna center me. Because it centered me, and I know that this is where I want to be, I want to add more stuff to it, but I want this to stay centered. So I'm going to go ahead and press group. Now, when I move it, they're not separate. They're going to stay together no matter what, okay? Now, I want to go ahead and I want to add this little heart here. Make it a little smaller. I'm going to tilt it. Remember, that's another function that we just learned. I'm going to duplicate it. And what I'm going to do so that it faces the opposite way on the other side is I'm going to press flip, flip horizontally. And you see how my heart turns? So they're both slanted, just like that, okay? Now that these are basically locked in, because that's basically what group does for you, it locks it in, I can select all, I can go to align and distribute horizontally. And you see? It's gonna give me exact space between the hearts and my Gucci craft picture. Now let me show you what happens when this is ungrouped. It's ungrouped. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna just put those there. I'm gonna select it all, align, distribute horizontally. See that? It just takes the Gucci, puts it over on one side, puts the heart on the other side. It didn't do what it did before. That is why it's very important that if you're going to be adding other things to pictures and basically building your artwork, you want to make sure that you group things once you get them centered or where you want them to be. So we're going to redo this, center it, okay? We're going to group it. We're going to go in. We're going to add our hearts. We're going to select all. And we're going to distribute horizontally. That's got us even where we need to be. And then we're going to go ahead and group it again, okay? Now, all four of these items are grouped and they're there. They're not going anywhere, okay? If I want to ungroup it, say that I don't, want these hearts to be in there anymore. When I ungroup, the first thing that's going to ungroup is the hearts because they were the last thing to be grouped. Now I need to ungroup my Gucci and my Gucci picture and my Gucci Craftz. Then I can ungroup that. And now it's ungrouped, okay? And as you can see, because I don't have more than one thing selected, it's not giving me the option to group or ungroup. All I can do is duplicate or delete. This panel is gonna give us our layers, all the layers of our project. Over here on the next button here, we have color sync. So this panel allows you to sync colors to use fewer materials. To change an object color, drag and drop the object into the layer of the desired color, okay? So if I wanted to, I don't have basically anything else here that is going to be a cut. These are going to be prints, right? So if I wanted to, if I had another text, let's say, holla, right? Now you see I've been put in that same layer. But say I want holler to be red. It's gonna give me another layer. Now say I said, you know what? I want Gucci Craftz to be red too. I'm going to click on this G and I'm going to drag it down here into the red layer. And now it's going to change that Gucci Craftz to red. Okay. Let's try another example. So we have Gucci Craftz and Holla. We're going to do yes. Yes. Okay. Yes is in black. I want to change yes to blue. Okay. And as you see here, it's giving me the last 4 colors that I've used. Okay. So that I know, yes, this is that color. That's this color. I'm going to do blue. Now I want my holler to be blue. So I'm going to go ahead and move the H into the blue, and it's going to automatically turn the color blue. Okay. Now, you don't have to do it that way. What you can do is you can click on holler, go up here, and you can change it to red. Click on it. You can do the same thing and change it to blue. If you have a lot of words going on, if you type the paragraph, whatever, then it's easier just to go to color sync and sync your colors. All you're doing is just moving the letters up and it's automatically changing it for you. You don't have to select anything. Okay? That is your layers and your color sync. Now, if you noticed, none of these are lighting up. When I click on holla, I can weld it, I can attach it, I can flatten it. That is also going to be taken care of on episode 3. All right. So we have got episode 2 under our belts. In episode 3, we're going to pick up where we leave off in this episode. We're going to talk more about what we can do with our text, our fonts inside of Design Space. We're also going to go over our slice, weld, attach, flatten, and contour features within Design Space, and those will be lifesavers for you when you're working on projects. A lot of people have some confusion about when you are supposed to slice or weld or flatten, and so we're going to go over that with a fine-tooth comb. Again, that's going to be in episode 3. These series episodes will drop every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 p.m. until I feel like we're done or people are like, hey, I want to learn something else, and we can keep the series going if you like. Thank you so much for watching. Please, please, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if there's anything different that I could do, if there's anything that I didn't cover that you would like to learn. In the interim of this series, I will be dropping other crafting videos. I'm going to drop those on Wednesdays and Fridays. Those will also drop at 3 p.m. Wednesdays and Fridays at 3 p.m. Thank you again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.